What's going on, brothers? It's Mgtow, the name. Got a video for you. It's written title, Lockout, Parasitism. Here goes. So, you know what today is. I don't keep this custom. I will keep the custom after this. You brothers who read your scriptures, you brothers who want the truth, know which custom I'm talking about. But yeah, check this out. So, you see more of these box vendors and more of these ditch pigs are now coming online and saying that men are no longer desperate. They're saying that men are no longer desperate, and that right there is proof positive that this male loneliness epidemic was, you guessed it, a damn lie. It was a lie, and it was just copium for these bloated femcells, these box vendors, these refrigerators with feet who couldn't find a husband, who couldn't find a boyfriend to subsidize their lifestyle. Well, here we are. Men are no longer desperate. Men are not taking the bait. More and more men are more and more pensive and are having more discernment. And for that, you brothers should take a bow. That's right, brothers, take a bow. Because they wouldn't have come to this conclusion had we not walked away. We walked away, and now it's dawning on them. Men are no longer desperate. And the reason why men are no longer desperate is because these women are no longer a mystery to men anymore. They're no longer a mystery. And that's why a lot of them right now are cockroaching. Yeah, in this space it's called cockroaching. When you set out to ruin everything that you touch, soil it, yeah, cockroaching. Hence the surround sound bitching, hence the stage theatrics, hence why more of them are thirst trapping in the gym. More of them are trying to find husbands and boyfriends in Home Depot. And some of them are getting hit with felonies for courting men in public without their consent. In fact, you remember that trollop, that DoorDash trollop? She got hit with a couple of felonies for recording that man on his property without his consent. Yep, it's just going downhill for them. I'm going to say it again. Everything is just going downhill for them, and they brought it on themselves. They brought it on themselves. See, they just been honest about why they chose feminism and why they are out here chasing men. All this would have went away. This wouldn't have happened. But it goes back to utilities and disposability. That's what we are today. We're disposable. We're to be used and thrown in the fucking garbage, according to them. You see, they wanted to have their cake and eat it, but at the same time, they wanted to have our cake and eat it. We bear the burdens. We bear the brunt and get none of the benefits. They get to keep all the benefits, and that right there proves they're parasites, and they're still doing the same thing, and that's why they're not getting the results that they want. No husband, no boyfriend, no pet wallet, no step dummies. I know it hurts their pride, it hurts their ego, but that's just tough shit. All the adults in this life have to do for self. I'm going to say it again. All the adults in this life have to do for self. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. You have to do for self. Because after all, these trollops, these ditch pigs, these box vendors, they create this environment. Hashtag me too, hashtag kill all men, hashtag listen and believe, hashtag don't approach. They complain that men are not putting forth any effort. Well, why should they? Why would men want to put forth effort when they could just focus on bettering themselves for themselves? You know, you build a skill set, you focus on mastery, and enjoying your portion in life. It's called bachelorhood. And of course, the machinery of the state and these trollops, they can't stand that, because if you read The Age of the Bachelor by Howard P. Chudikoff, the one thing that these trollops cannot stand is bachelorhood. They don't like bachelorhood, and they don't even like camaraderie amongst men. They don't like brotherhood. They hate bachelorhood and hate brotherhood because the idea that men can compare notes and get themselves out of certain situations They hate that. Because that means these men are not desperate. These men cannot be trapped. These men cannot be head faked. We're becoming too smart for them. So, they're reduced to copium. They're reduced to a yellow streak. Yes, that's what it's called, a yellow streak. Where you tell everybody that there's a male loneliness epidemic. You tell everybody that these men are broke. You tell everybody these men are dusty. You tell everybody that these men are fat, incel losers living in their parents' basement. Never mind the fact that I just told you, brothers, and showed you that most of the people making six figures and clearing six figures here in the U.S. are men. Yeah, we're still the breadwinners. It's almost as if all this femcel programming and ice cream is spoiled. It went nowhere. But today, we call it Lockout. We call it Lockout. And what really hurts their feelings is not just the fact that men have walked away, it's the fact that whatever resources that you have are not going in their pocket. It's not going in their pocket. Back in the day, bachelors were called bachelor simps, and they were also called rogue elephants. They called them rogue elephants because back in the day, there were a lot of bachelors in the city areas, the places where the businesses were, where the money was. These tropes would move to the big city and try to find these men and have them domesticated. It didn't work. So they tried to push the burden onto the entirety of civilization. Everybody else has to bear the burden for this troup's ruinous choices and for its sexual irresponsibility. And that behavior, that mentality has not changed. That's why there's a soaring STD problem. Yep. If you didn't know it already, 200,000 of the inhabitants of Houston have HIV. The same, it's also a problem in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's also a problem in Miami. It's a problem in ATL. It's a problem in Charlotte. This lockout game, it may be ruthless, it may be brutal, but it works. And with it, we've been able to find peace. No child support, no alimony, no problems, no stage theatrics, no snares and traps. That's what tropes can't stand. Well, I say that's tough shit. No one told them to girl boss too close to the sun. No one told them to run to social media and rage bait and falsely accuse random men of the deed. No one told them to be Trojan horses. Reality gets the last word and reality takes no prisoners. We're not utilities. We're not disposable. We're not to be used and thrown in the garbage. That's not who we are. Men are the sword, the shield, and the vanguard of civilization. That's what we are. That's who we've always been. And these tropes, these pigs, just not figuring that out. And I say, well, that's tough. That's tough for them, you know. That's tough. Well, now they get to live with the consequences. No attention. No benefits. No male sacrifices, no human sacrifices for them. All that's gone. Hold the line, brothers, hold the line. There's a lot of Mgtow. That's all I got for you. Like the bass here in the commentary for you to subscribe. If you're doing it, it's my channel. If I teach you on my channel. Right, brothers, you know it's real, you know routine. Go one way, live one way. SYSPM is for these box vendors, these impoverished single mothers, and these 40-plus-year-old reptiles, or probably always say it, give them nothing. This is Mgtow PSA. Welcome to State. See you soon.